So welcome everybody, and let's
welcome.
just start to settle into our breathing. So we're just noticing the breath coming in and out. And as we watch the breath, we can notice any disturbances. Makes me want to sound like Star Wars and say disturbance in the Force. So maybe as you take the time to relax into your breathing, there are things that have happened on your way here, on the course of your day so far, that come to your awareness, and you can just notice them and then breathe out. With every breath coming more fully into this moment, into this body. My tummy was just gurgling there. My body's fully present here. It was just going, oh. We could all do that. Let's welcome all of it. It's all welcome. All the physicality of us. And let's begin to breathe towards the one. So we're bringing our attention more and more towards unity, united with all, towards the one. Breathing in towards the one, breathing out, united with all. Acknowledging how the breath draws us in to the core of our being, and as we breathe out, connects us with all beings. So let's join together and say the invocation. We can really be aware of connecting with each other as we say towards the one. Towards the one, the perfection of love, harmony and beauty, the only being, united with all the illuminated souls who form the embodiment of the Master, the Spirit of guidance. And let's say it one more time, and we'll expand so that we'll include the embodiment of Master, Message, Mystery, Miracle, Mother. You can allow yourself to include whatever else arrives to be included at that point. But let's also be really present and conscious with every word. Towards the one, the perfection of love, harmony and beauty, the only being, united with all the illuminated souls who form the embodiment of the Master, the Message, the Mystery, the miracle, the mother, the spirit of guidance. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Let's begin with a Bismillah. Opening our awareness to ever more unity and understanding that unity as the giving and receiving of love. This is the breath of unity. Breathing out love, breathing in love. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
So stand if you choose, if you have room, and join us as we move. So an exercise in concentration to some degree. So we're going to sidestep to the right for 4 repetitions of the Bismillah, and then to the left for 4 repetitions.
Bismillah.
Bismillah. So welcome if you arrived while we were doing that. And so we've been delving into the work of Murshid Samuel Lewis. It's always such a joy to remember what riches are there. We dip in from time to time, but this has been such a feast, and we keep finding more and wanting to continue. So we're going to share some more practices and walks and breaths and dances with you this evening, which we hope you'll find beneficial and useful. And I keep thinking you wanted to say something.
Well,
what would you like to say?
Only to say that hidden in the last dance was some little messages about different elements.
That's right. Yeah, you might or might not have felt some changes in the energy as we went through the dance. Some of you will be very used to picking these kind of things up and attuned to it, but if you're not so used to it, maybe you did or maybe you didn't feel. Did just show me with your hands. Did you feel some changes or not really in the way of moving and dancing and how the music felt as we went through that first dance? Yeah, so some people with some awareness of it. So, you know, I just had a little play. We didn't plan it, did we? But I just thought, let's try.
Actually, I didn't notice straight away.
He cottoned on, though. He cottoned on. So on Sunday we had a bit of an introduction to the elements, or a continuation if you've already worked with them before, practicing the breaths and walks of the elements with Murshid Sam. And so I was bringing in some of the qualities of earth, water, fire, air as in that dance.
It was when she started moving her hips in a sort of snake-like motion, I thought something was up. I thought, she didn't start by doing that. Oh, water. Oh.
It's always a clue when she starts moving like a snake. Something's up. So, we thought we would begin with a revision of the element breaths and walks, and maybe we could do some demonstrations to remind people, or for people who are new to it. And then actually I had an idea. This is something we've done on the dance leader trainings, is to whether you'd like to be put into breakout rooms to practice, or to have a try at working with another person with these things. Can you kind of put your mechanical thumbs up if you'd be into that, so I can just see what sort of, or you can use your real thumbs if you want to, but if you've not got your picture on, you might want to show.
Don't know if you can do that when you're on the phone.
Yeah, I think you probably can. I don't know. So yeah, so we've got a bit of a mixed response here, and we can always anyway, let's see what happens. See what happens. It's probably a bit hard.
Got a definite no from Kate Alohilani.
Yeah. Try not to say people's names.
Oh, sorry.
Because I have to edit them out afterwards.
Yeah. Apologies.
You're making. I might make you edit this one because you're being troublesome tonight.
Oh dear.
So yes. Okay. Let's begin with going through those breaths again and walks, and just to say, I mean, some of you were there on Sunday, some of you weren't, but I think just to say that this is a way of accessing different aspects of our being, and many of us find that we're more comfortable, more familiar with one or another, and it's often really helpful and useful to practice the ones that we're less comfortable with, because it just broadens the range of what's accessible to us. So it's a real invitation. This is something that you can very easily take out into the world, into your life, and have a go at. So, beginning with the earth breath. These are the breaths and walks of Murshid Sam, not to be confused with the purification breaths, which we sometimes associate with elements. But so this is an even count of 4 as you breathe in, and an even count of 4 as you breathe out. And the breath has this spreading quality, spreading out over the earth. Very grounded, very solid. And if I was to walk with that breath, again, very much in contact with the earth, feeling the earth through hands and feet, matching the breathing with the steps, aware of the structures in the body, of the support of the earth beneath us. Solid, grounded, strong, spreading over the earth like mountains. This is the breath and the walk for becoming more like a mountain. When we're more like a mountain, we're stable no matter what happens. Things can happen on us and around us, but they don't knock us over. And did you want to do the water, or do you want me to do it?
I could do the water.
Go on.
You can talk as well. So water flows around things, but slowly or quickly.
And there's a rhythm of 3 in this, so we're breathing in 3 and out 3, and the movement is always feeling down and to the left, this feeling of flowing down. And this wonderful gift of being able to move around obstacles, not getting stuck.
It can be a little trickle, or it can be a huge wave crashing up onto the shore and flowing back down again.
And don't forget the snaky hips.
Fluid, being fluid in our movements.
And then bringing in some fire. Fire is also a 3, but it's kind of breathing in 1 and out 2. So, and as we walk, it's got little sparks and claps and little jumps. That feeling of energized excitement and passion, bringing life, bringing some energy to things. Really useful if things are getting stuck.
Things have got a bit sluggish.
That's right. That kind of thing. And air?
Air, very spacious quality, giving us a sense of perspective, and it can be moving fast, suddenly changing directions, or slow.
Freedom. Air is completely free. Formless, boundless. This zigzag breath, sometimes coming in one side and out the other, or out the other side and in the first. whatever I said the other way around. Anyway, in and out, different sides. In, left, out, right, out, in, right, out, left. Zigzagging, free thinking, connected with the thoughts and the mind, but the ability to see from far above with spacious freedom.
I like to imagine that I'm on a very high mountain looking down on the earth, and go even higher and higher until I'm in space.
Or like a condor or an eagle flying, looking down. Great. Those great wings high above the earth. So on Sunday we were entertaining some of you with our lawn mowing exploits in the elements. I thought maybe we could just we'll finish this off with just a quick example of 2 lawn mowers working at the same time in different elements.
Right. Okay.
So
I don't know what she means.
Well, what element are you going to be? You can do your
I'll
earth.
do earth.
You'll do the earth lawn mowing. So here we go. Robert's doing his earth lawn mowing. All right. And I'm going to do my fire lawn mowing. Oh, getting a bit hot here. Oh, I'm so bored. Can I do something else now? Making flowers. Oh, whoops. Oh. So, yes, not so useful for mowing the lawn, the fire, but the earth, very successful for that. So, he's off. He's mowing the whole room now. He's going over there. Very handy. Similar with hoovering, actually. That's another one we could do another time.
Yeah.
So, but just a kind of quick but silly demonstration of how things can be, and how, for certain activities in life, certain elements are more useful and helpful than others. And if we know, like I know, that if I'm going to mow the lawn, it's probably not best to do it in my most accessible way. I have to call on some more earth, or to bring some structure and form to my lawn mowing.
Or ask someone else to do it.
Or ask someone else to do it there. That's even better. So, shall we have a dance?
Yes.
You want to lead one?
Well, this is where being more of a fiery person who has flashes of inspiration is got lots of ideas, compared to a rather more pedestrian person who doesn't have any ideas at the moment. We could do that one.
Yeah.
So we could do a dance not dissimilar from the Bismillah that we started with, but moving through the different elements as we dance it. So I don't think I'm going to call them out, but you could perhaps just be paying attention to the changes in energy as we move. Om Mani Padme Hum.
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Hail to the jewel in the lotus. All praise to the human heart, the infinite well of compassion. This is, I think this is the Tibetan version of the mantra. What?
I keep thinking you finished. So I've just awakened a bit too much fire, I think, here.
Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 we're going to be, so those of you who can stand, or have the room to stand, I should say, we are stepping to the right, then the left, then the right, and then doing a turn. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Right. Om Mani Padme Hum. Turn. Om Mani Padme Hum. Right. Om Mani Padme Hum. Left. Om Mani Padme Hum. Right. Om Mani Padme So was it possible to tell the difference as we moved through different elements? Of course, our dancers can often do that. Sometimes we're not doing it consciously, we're just following the energy and moving from one to another, not in a set order.
Yeah, I would say very usually, it's not usual to lead a dance in that way of consciously travelling through the elements in that way. But there's no doubt that this is what the dances are doing, is that they are awakening different states in us, different energetic qualities in different ways. And so it can be really helpful just to pay attention to what's arising before and after a dance, to feel the different qualities.
So I quite enjoyed ending that one so obviously with air. I'd never done it like that before, but I certainly experienced a very spacious quality at the end, which was quite pronounced for me.
Yeah, I agree. And again, the virtue of isolating these qualities in this way is that we can just become more familiar with a certain flavour and learn it as something that we can draw on.
Yes, we can notice if we're in our daily life when something is lacking, or we've got a lot of one kind of quality, and I think, oh, that might be the problem here. I'm very stuck with this particular quality, and remembering, oh, if I had a bit more fire at this point, that would help, or a bit more air, or yeah.
So I wanted to just quickly touch into another practice of Murshid Sam's, which is walking with the different centres in the body, the different energetic centres. And again, this can be useful, particularly if we're inclined to get stuck in a particular place. Some of us get stuck in our heads, or might get stuck down in our feet in the earth, whatever. You might notice a pattern, and the ability again to make a choice about where we're putting our attention, and to be able to move through those centres can be very freeing, liberating, enriching. So I think, again, we'll stand up and walk around. If you want to stand and join us and walk with us, please do. You can also just take your attention, if you need to be sitting or lying, you can just take your attention to the different centres as I talk you through it. So we'll begin putting our attention in our feet, so feeling the roots growing like trees down from the bottoms of our feet, the soles of our feet into the earth, feeling us really grounded and rooted in the earth, breathing through the feet into the earth. And if we walk with our attention in our feet, it's a very grounded and rooted walk, a sense of, again, the walk of the mountain, if you like. This can be really useful if you have issues with balance, to really take your attention down into your feet, to be rooted, breathing through the feet. The centre of gravity really low. It's the kind of intentional centre of gravity. And then we'll bring our attention into the hara just below the belly button, this energy center, this great nerve cluster here in the belly. Breathing in the belly. And we can walk from that place with our attention in the hara. You might like to imagine it as light shining from that place, out in front and behind. Again, the intention is dropping in the body, keeping the center of gravity low, powerful and strong, embodied. And then we can take the attention up to the heart, breathing in the heart, letting the light flow through the heart, feeling the chest plate softening, remembering the back heart as well as the front heart. And next, taking the attention to the throat, the center of communication and expression. Feeling the breath in the throat. Feeling freedom to speak our truth, express who we are. And going to the third eye, again we can imagine light shining from the third eye, illuminating our way forward. This is the center of inspiration, intuition, inner vision. And finally, to the crown, feeling the light shining through the tops of our heads, connecting us deeply with the eternal light, the one light, the source of all light. Then what I invite you to do is to relax into your body, let your breathing return to normal, whatever it was like, just free and natural. And notice where in your body you feel most at home, in which center or centers you are most likely to place your energy. So feeling again into feet, hara, heart, throat, third eye, crown. Feel the centers that feel most natural and familiar. And then let's bring all of these centers in together and just move as a fully embodied being, embracing all of these centers, from feet to crown, including hara, heart, throat, third eye. bringing a little more breath into whichever centres need a little bit of help to awaken and become fully present. And coming to a standstill if you're walking, and just breathing through the whole body, feeling the breath travel from feet to crown, through the whole body. And back to feet again, breathing out into the earth. Amen.
At least half of mine weren't particularly prominent.
Want to elaborate?
Well, my feet, well, I mean, yeah, it depends really on the situation, but feet were okay, but that my hara and my throat took a bit of work. Not my first choices.
And of course, if you can return to these things at times through the day or through your life, through daily life, at certain times you may find that one centre is more active than another. You know, if you're out walking, it's likely that your feet will be more activated. If you're sitting at a computer, it may be more likely that the sort of third eye, crown centres are more activated. If you see a beloved friend that you haven't seen for a long time, then you might find that your heart wakes up. So just being aware of these different centres. Anything else you'd like to add?
No, I don't think so.
So I'd like to share another of Murshid Sam's dances, which deals with some very different qualities. As far as I know, this is the first time this one's been led on Zoom, certainly by us. So very simple words. There's two parts to it. And the first part goes like this. Allah, Allah, Allah. Second part goes like this. Allah, 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 Muhammad, Rasul, Allah, 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 Muhammad, Rasul. Muhammad Rasulullah.
Muhammad Rasulullah.
So Muhammad, the messenger of unity. So we're opening to receive the message of unity in that one. So we're going to go back and forward between the two parts. And the first part is going to get gradually faster. So we're kind of accelerating, feeling the speeding up of this spinning. This dance works with energies which are sometimes associated with some of the planets. So the first part associated with Mercury. So Mercury, a small planet that spins very rapidly around the sun. So this feeling of very rapid movement, rapid communication, rapid, quite mental activity. And the second part is associated with Saturn, so much further away from the sun, big, slow planet, moving with this steadiness and associated with structure, stability, form in that way. You look a bit puzzled. No?
No, just carry on.
Carry on. Okay, I will. So, shall we stand up? So obviously I'm having to modify the movements slightly because we'd normally be dancing them in a circle. Let's go up on this side. So normally we'd be in a circle like this, facing to the right, and my right hand would be on Salik's left shoulder. My left hand is towards the centre of the circle. So I thought we could modify that by, let's do our movement of connection with the right hand, reaching up to the screen, connecting with each other. So we feel this sense that we are circling together, and our left hand down towards the earth. So we're connecting with earth and with the circle as we go. Allah, stepping with the right foot first. Allah, 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 Allah. Now turning to the right. Allah, Hu. Allah, 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 Hu. So we do that a few times. And then we would be opening out like this with our hands on shoulders and stepping again to the right. So we'd be going Allah, 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 Allah. And then hands come up in this chalice shape, receiving the blessing, receiving the message. Muhammad Rasulullah. So I'm going to repeat that a few times. Are you okay with those movements? Do you remember them?
Yeah.
So I think, for that second one, you can have your arms out in this way, connecting again with the circle with each other, feeling this. It's like, imagining our orbit. As a circle, we are orbiting the sun, we're orbiting the one. So connecting through the palms of the right hand, left hand palm down, connected to the earth. Allah, 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 Allah. Turning. Allah. Bowing. Ameen. So again, another way to work with very different energies, to touch these different parts of our being. At times it's very useful to have that mercurial quickness and quickness of thought and being able to navigate quickly around, when things have to be done in a quick and efficient way. The gift of the gab, being able to speak and communicate quickly and clearly. And there's times when what we really need is to drop into the spaciousness, the slowness of Grandfather Saturn, and to allow the spirit of guidance, the message of unity to drop into that space.
I found it very difficult to shift between those hugely contrasting energies so rapidly. It became more and more a relief to go into Saturn. Quite exhausting to keep doing the Mercury.
Yeah. That's right. So there's a whole body of work that Murshid Sam left all around the planets. Walks, breaths, meditations. The story goes that his students were interested in astrology, and so he chose to teach them in that way. And I think that's the reality, is that these teachings and these qualities can be explored and described in many, many different ways, in different paradigms, in different metaphors. What really matters is deepening our understanding of who we are and of what is available to us, so that we don't have to live such restricted and confined existences, believing that we are smaller than we are. Let's play the guitar.
Yes. That's the only thing about all these Sam dances. I don't get to play the guitar very much.
Pick up thy guitar and play. We'll do the Kalama to close with. La ilaha illallahu Muhammad Rasulullah. So again, working with this message of unity. When we empty ourselves out of all that we thought we were and allow ourselves to be filled with divine unity, with all that is, then we can embody this message of unity. La ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah, Muhammad Rasulullah, Muhammad Rasulullah. Let's stand. right. Other way. Stepping back. Taking hands, remembering that feeling. What does it feel like to hold hands? Ameen, Ameen, Ameen. So thank you for indulging us on this journey of exploration with Murshid Sam. So it's great for me to remember these riches and to keep coming back to them and dipping into them. I hope that you'll feel the same way to some extent. Next week we've got an in-bulk theme, so it's going to be rather different. Sunday and Tuesday. Tuesday's Zikr, of course, again around an in-bulk theme. And and then after that we'll be doing some things around Hazrat Inayat Khan, because it's his Urs is approaching, beginning of February as well. So some riches for the next couple of weeks.